months. For its part, tennis has Sampras and Agassi. In January, Andre had the edge in Melbourne. 13 days ago, Sampras took revenge at Indian Wells. Pete's personal property, the #1 ranking, is not at stake here in the final at Key Biscayne. But there's no doubting the intensity of the play coming from both players this week. Sampras got past Medvedev on sheer willpower. Agassi was 2 points from elimination against Larsen, but when it mattered, he was brilliant. The best in the business struck their stuff in front of 14,000 people. If you had to put together the ideal tennis player, you would have to look no further than Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. Edberg's backhand volley may be an addition worth having, but in all other areas, these two guys are supreme. Years of pain and gallons of sweat from both men have gone into creating this rivalry. It is the genuine article, and the wonderful thing is that they're pushing each other to new heights all the time. There is always electricity in the air when these two take to the court together, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's take a look at the two finalists in closer detail. Pete Sampras is smooth, balanced, and capable of playing tennis, I think, better than anyone has ever played before. He is in no way a temperamental genius either. He has an iron will, and that is a characteristic becoming more obvious as his great rivalry with Agassi has developed. The numbers on Sampras are as impressive as his tennis. He's already picked up 5 Grand Slam titles, and after this week, he will have spent 100 weeks at #1, 81 of those consecutively. Here's how he got to today's final. Derek Rostagno he defeated in round 2. Derek back from getting his master's degree at Stanford. That should have been Pecci. Pecci could have beaten Rostagno. Anyway, he went on to defeat Jared Palmer and Bernd Carbacher without any trouble. In the quarterfinal against Medvedev, he was 3-1. Playing him, you always are rushed and hurried. Some of his ground strokes are virtually half volleys, which he can play because his hand-eye coordination is so finely tuned. The only stroke he is really not very good at is the volley. Just the 2 losses so far this year, to Enquist in Philadelphia and Sampras at Indian Wells. His father, Mike, had heart surgery last week. Andre promised his old man that he would kick him, and he was close to elimination there, I can tell you, but he played a superb tiebreak. Head-to-head, they played 14 times. It's 8-6 to Sampras. Agassi's only victory on the hard courts, which is what Key Biscayne is played on, came at the Australian Open earlier this year. We joined the match at the start. In the commentary box, Bill Threlfall and Jerry Williams.
Sampras can play Agassi, it seems to be, one of 2 ways, either from the net or from the back of the court. He beat him from the back of the court in the final at Indian Wells a couple of weeks ago. Agassi, I have a feeling, can only play basically the one game. Anyway, this is the big one. Over the best of 3 sets. And the defending champion opens the serve. just about fought this opening game there by Sampras. He's not changing the system, same game that he played at Indian Wells. Going to go in behind a good serve, otherwise stay back. 1-love. Agassi, until he played Magnus Larsson in the semi-finals, had simply swamped his previous 8 opponents. Didn't drop a set to any of them. He jetted through that tiebreak, third set tiebreak, against Larsson, like a man bursting out of a bag, out of a paper bag. His intensity, his desire, seems almost irresistible. Only better tennis can beat him, I think, at the moment.
Elementary error, that, from Agassi. When you're driven wide and deep on the forehand, you remember to lift the ball further, and he didn't.
Sampras, it seemed to me, wasn't playing that well earlier in the week. He was twice within a point of being 1-4 down in the final set to Medvedev. And he dropped a slovenly set to Bjorkman as well in the semis. But when these two play each other, something happens. Their pride, their desire simply elevates the standard of their play, their concentration, their motivation, to an entirely different plateau.
Well, he's a man for all seasons, a shot for all situations. A complete tennis player, the bounce smash.
First really damaging blow struck by Sampras. The pass was on the line.
Sampras is very good at this shot. Hoists the ball quite high over the net. Look at the clearance of this. Very safe, loaded with topspin. And a great angle.
It's taken Sampras then just 6 minutes to draw blood. 2-love. Oh, yes.
Well, we've only been going about 5 minutes, and we've seen almost every shot in the book so far from Sampras. We haven't seen a lob yet. Nice calm shot here from Agassi. Doesn't overdo it, doesn't hit it too hard.
I think he's going to have to do that occasionally. Go in.
Yeah, but he nearly foiled by a very sophisticated type of passing shot by Sampras. That one whizzing by, had top and side spin, bent around Agassi.
Outside edge, just about. Streaky one that. Richard Kaufman in the umpire's chair wasn't going to overrule.
Isn't he very quiet and demure, isn't he, for him, Agassi? Well, that's mighty fast. You might find a few players cry check, even if it get above 130.
Sampras has got a flyer. He leads 3-love. First set, best of 3-set final.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Of all the players on the men's tour so far this year, Sampras lies second in the number of aces he served, 231. And he's third in the list of players winning their service games. He's won 90% of his service games, Sampras. Agassi's impressive statistics, as you'd expect, a return of serve. He's the best returner of serve this year again. He's return of serve games won 38%.
Now that was a good shot from Agassi. Up to now, his shots have actually lacked penetration. They haven't been deep, they haven't been particularly hard.